Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Food. Today I'm going to show you a recipe for a delicious way to do vegetables with some lovely English ham. So, I'm going to start off with some runner beans. Lots of people have these growing in their gardens now, I know, lots of clever people. I'll just put the pan on to heat, that's always a good idea. And they're really at their best when they're a bit smaller than this. But this is a good way to treat them once they've got a little bit big. Or if, like me, you have to buy them from the supermarket, or the greengrocers, of course. But the best ones do come from your garden, as I'm sure you know. Anyway, I'm just cutting these pretty finely, trying not to chop my finger off. Always a good move. Okay, that's fine. Lovely beans. I'm going to pop a good splodge of butter into this pan because that's going to really make these vegetables delicious. Okay, let's turn the heat up a bit and just melt that, and then those beans are going to go straight in with a good bit of salt. The thing about runner beans, they need good seasoning. If you're boiling them in water, always make the water really salty, like seawater salty. And the beans will then take on that flavour. They won't be over salty, they'll just be really delicious. So I'm just going to cook those with a good bit of salt, grind in a little bit of pepper. In it goes, and let those sizzle away while I get the carrots ready. Right, I'm just going to give these a quick peel. Now, I do always use organic carrots because then you can just peel them very thinly or indeed not at all. And also because actually there's lots of debate about whether organic things taste better. And I think it is a bit of a moot point in lots of cases, but actually organic carrots do taste better. It is true, if you taste them side by side, they are better. Now I'm just using my peeler now.
3 minutes to go.
Oh, 3 minutes, gosh, better get going. Thanks, Sally. I'm just using my peeler to make some ribbons. So I'm just moving it down. Again, attempting not to peel my fingers, always a good move. If you've got one of those clever mandolin things, you could use that as well. But if you haven't got a peeler like this, or a mandolin, rather than trying to do it with a knife, because you'll never actually get it thin enough with a knife, not even if you're Marco Pierre White, you won't. So rather than trying to do it with a knife, just use a grater. Use the coarse side of a grater and grate them, and that's really good. Just an ordinary box grater. Okay, now the good thing about this is it does make your veg go a long way, and I think I've got enough carrot there, because that was quite a big carrot. I'd always save the trimmings and the extras to go in a stock or use in another dish or something like that. Right, those are sizzling away nicely, and they're picking up that really gorgeous kind of intense lime green colour. In go the carrots, and those really just get turns in that, just to pick up. They just sort of need to heat through, they don't need to cook. So it's just going to heat through. I'm going to add some herbs. You could use whatever herbs you've got kicking around. Obviously, if they're what we call the hard herbs, which are things like rosemary or sage, then go easy, just use a few. But for this, I'm going to use some of the soft herbs. I've got some tarragon, I've got some chives, and I've got a bit of coriander there. If you want to use dried herbs, the only one that I think would really work is dried tarragon. For some reason, dried tarragon sort of is still quite nice, whereas a lot of the other dried herbs, you might as well use shredded up bits of green tissue paper for all the flavour they'll give to your food. Okay, so I'm just going to check the seasoning on that. How am I doing for time, Sally?
1.5 minutes.
Ooh. Gosh, that is so fresh and dingy. Lovely. So I'm just going to pop that onto my serving plate. So I've just put a piece of this lovely ham in the middle, because I'm going to serve this with ham. But you could serve it whatever you like. Now those are beautifully buttery and delicious. Oh, look at that. Now just to go with that, and this is really an optional extra, but it's like quite lush if you are doing it with ham. I'm just going to take a couple of spoonfuls of creme fraiche, or you could use sour cream if you want to take it to keep it English, or you could actually even use ordinary cream, because I'm adding some grain mustard, which has a little bit of a sort of vinegar kick anyway to it. Just a little taste. That's so nice. And that is just going to be my little sauce for my ham and my vegetables.
And what type of ham are you using?
Well, I'm using some York ham. but you could use Wiltshire ham. I think it is important to get good thick cut hand cut ham, not the sort of really wafer thin stuff. I think that would be a bit naff with this. We're just going to stick with it like that. And there you go. Some Yorkshire ham with buttery carrots and beans just under the wire. Phew!